Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'll be reviewing the new show that came out this Tuesday. Um, Intelligence. It's a new show on CBS or ABC, whichever one or two. And yes, so I just finished watching the pilot episode. Um, yeah, and it came out this last Tuesday, January 7th. So yeah, so all that's known about this series so far is that it's in its first season, obviously, and it's so far set to have at least 13 episodes, and it's an action adventure drama sci-fi type of show, and yeah, it's based on a book. It's it's kind of based on the book Phoenix Island, um the author was John Dixon. So yeah, um, basically how they describe it is in Intelligence, Josh Holloway stars as Gabrielle Vaughn, a high-tech intelligence operative enhanced enhanced with a supercomputer microchip in his brain. With this implant, Gabriel is the first human ever to be connected directly into the global informational grid. He can hack into any data center and access key intel in the fight to protect the United States from its enemies. Marge Hellenberg stars as Lillian Strand, the director of the United States Cyber Command, who supports Gabriel and oversees the unit's the, un, the unit's mission. She assigns Riley Neal, played by Meghan Ory, a Secret Service agent to protect Gabriel from the outside threats, as well as from his appetite for reckless, unpredictable behavior and disregards the protocol. So yeah, so as mentioned in the paragraph, it stars Josh Holloway as Gabriel Van Gogh. Gabriel Vaug, Marge Hellenberg as Lillian Strand, Meghan Ory as Riley Neal. Also stars Michael Randy as Chris Jameson, John Billingsley as Shenandoah Cassidy, P.J. Burns as Nelson Cassidy, which he was in Final Destination number 5. Isaac Palmer, for those who didn't know. He's like the only one here I actually know. Thomas Arana as Adam Weatherly, Lance Reddick as Jeffrey Tetasso, and Peter Coyote as Leland Strand. So that's basically the whole main and recurring cast. So basically the pilot, as I said before, did appear last Tuesday. Basically, as synopsis, review goes, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and I'll rate it. So basically, this agent, Gabriel, he's basically teamed up through the CIA with secret agent secret service special agent Riley Neal. And they basically have to go on this mission. Um, and they basically go on this mission, and what they're trying to do is save this doctor that went missing. I forget who. I think it was Cassidy. Yeah, it was Cassidy. This Shenandoah Cassidy. He basically gets kidnapped by some Asian dude. We didn't say his name. Well, kind of. It was some weird name I really can't pronounce, so I'm just calling him some Asian dude. But he was played. I think it was played by Actually, I don't even know who he was. I think Peter Coyote. So whatever. Oh yeah, well, Leland Strand, but he had like another nickname. But whatever. They usually call him by his nickname. But whatever. Back on topic. Strand basically kidnaps Dr. Cassidy, and he basically wants the same device, the microchip that hacks, so he could hack into the computer's data service and all that, just like Gabriel can. So he basically wants it, but not for him. He wants it another person on his crew. This one female, which I have no idea who she is. Maybe it could help, revive her or get her out of this coma. Eventually, both Gabriel and Riley do eventually reach the doctor's um point, where they were and where he's being held. Yeah, but the only reason, or the only way they actually got there is because those two were kidnapped themselves by a member of their own crew who was like the traitor. Or two of them, Nelson Cassidy, which PJ Barnes, and Jameson, I believe it was. Yeah, Jameson. Um, they both of them kidnapped. Well, Jameson kidnapped him. Nelson Cassidy's just like there inside. Um, so whatever. Both of them basically captured them, and the only known chip so far, the microchip, in order for all this to happen, is in Gabriel. So basically, the doctor has to take the chip out of Gabriel, put it and insert into this woman's body. Eventually they both escape after a few action sequences, and then yeah, and then they capture Leland Strand, turn him over to the Chinese embassy, police, or whatever. Also, there's like a small backstory or side plot type of thing in which Gabriel is trying to find his wife or reconnect with her or whatever. Emilia, um, Emilia is what her name. I don't remember her last name. They use a different name, but you could tell it was the wife. And basically, she like went missing on one of the protocols or the missions, and she was almost like a traitor, as it seems like they describe it. And he basically wants to reconnect with her because he doesn't believe in whatever. So at the end of the episode, they basically the way he did get some info on her, but that's by trading Leland Strand to the Chinese embassy, and the Chinese embassy knew some info on Amelia, and they basically gave the info on Amelia to Van Gogh. I mean not Van Gogh, Gabrielle Vaughn or whatever his last name is. Lillian and Riley. Um, yeah, that's basically it for the plot. Now, where do I begin with this show? It doesn't really know what it wants to be. I mean, it does have it does seem like it wants to know it knows what it wants to be. Like it wants to have the action, adventure, the drama, the sci-fi, but it doesn't really know where to stick to and what direction it should go. I mean, sometimes and besides that, the characters are weird. They're lazy. They're horrible. That came out wrong. Not horrible, but they don't seem portrayed well. And I think that's because, although mostly bad. Well, I'm not gonna say bad because it wasn't really bad, but it was average acting. It was like, I mean, it wasn't really bad, but it wasn't really good. It was like right there in the middle. So, I mean, honestly, my opinion, the two best actors in this whole show so far is Josh Holloway, who plays the main character, and then the second in command, the co-main character, whatever you want to call her, Meghan Ory, Riley Neal. Meghan Ory is the actress, Riley Neal is the character. Also, those two are like the only two memorable characters in this show so far, and the most interesting. The other ones, they don't really seem interesting. Another problem I really had with this episode was the transition from scene to scene. Um, I mean, I think this show could have really benefited with some good editing. I mean, the camera, especially in the beginning, like the first 20 minutes, 20 so minutes, the camera angles and all that is just terrible. They're trying to do like the shaky cam type of thing, and it just doesn't look good. So yeah, another problem is the action sequences. it's just bad all around. It's sloppy. It looks lazy. It looks badly choreographed. But yeah, also the plot's confusing, and yeah, the plot's confusing. So I mean, it it looks like it could have a decent plot, but due to the fact that they don't know what direction they want to go, it makes the plot seem confusing. Because in reality, it actually does have a pretty simple plot. A little bit difficult at times, complicated, but overall, it does have a pretty simple plot. But if you mix it in with the unknown direction of this show, it's really hard to understand what exactly the plot is, which is a problem. The writing was okay. The writing for the episode was okay. It was decent. There were a few cliches every here and there, but it was decent overall. I honestly have to say the best part of this whole show was literally like the last 5 minutes, in my opinion, or like the last 5 minutes. And even after that, the last 5 minutes seemed kind of sloppy. And the only reason I'm saying that the last 5 minutes were like the best part, besides it was the fact that it was the ending, is because the first 2 minutes of those first 5 minutes were, in my opinion, like the best action sequence in this whole show. And even was like maybe it's really only about a minute, 2 minutes. So yeah. I mean, the characters aren't that interesting at all, except for maybe two of them. So yeah. I mean, okay, I'm sounding like I hate the show, but it's very early to say whether I hate it or not. Now, there are some good things about this show, um, but very limited, and that's besides like the last 5 minutes of the show and two of the characters being good. I mean, it could have a solid plot, as I said before, but direction just kills the plot. But honestly, that's it. I mean, really, I can say it does seem to have a pretty decent plot. I mean, I really can't say much. I mean, the actors, they're decent. They're okay. The acting isn't that good. Uh, uh, I mean, it's not really bad, but it's not really good either. It's like right there in the middle, average, and like like whatever. I mean, but that's really it. So now on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I put this at a 4.5. I mean, yeah, I am gonna watch the next episode just to see if they could do better. But by like episode 3 or 4, they don't like pick up the pace or whatever, I'm gonna completely drop this show. Yeah. So I'd give it a 4.5. I mean, it's sloppy, it's lazy, everything about it's just bad. But really, the only good thing about it, I could say, is maybe two of the characters are fairly decent. Gabriel and Riley. The last 5 minutes were okay compared to like the rest of the show, and it does seem to have a pretty decent plot, if not for the messed up direction of the film, not the film, the show. So yeah, that's basically where I rated 4.5. Yeah, so this is Daniel Mart. Comment below if you liked the show. Did you hate it? Did you like it? Do you think it should be more than 4.5 or less than 4.5, or do you think I'm right? Do you want to see it after my review? I don't know. Some people would, or may not. I don't know. So yeah, comment below on that too. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do other types of TV show reviews. Walking Dead and Helix I've recently done. So yeah. Besides that, I also do movie reviews and action figure reviews and comic reviews and other TV shows reviews and other stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. Besides that, tell our friends, families, and neighbors about me, my channel. Maybe tell them about this show, which even though I wouldn't recommend it at the moment. So yeah, tell your friends, families, and neighbors about me, my channel, maybe the show, whatever. Share on Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, Vine, or whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.